we have a second video today, people. And this one we're going to call Evidence. We're going to show evidence. So the evidence will be in the latest video on Friday with Mr. Hawkins and Mr. Goodman at the 35-minute mark, talking about things, and he talks about how Christine Marcy receives the Gore Hammer Award for the Justice, Prisoner and Alien Transportation System. That happened in 1995, although Hawkins has made many times it was 1984. So, first of all, let's understand the Gore Hammer Award. There are specific rules to the Hammer Award, and I will put the link below, but the most important one is rule number 1. The Hammer Award recognises teams, not individuals. Oops, there's a hole there. So why do I keep going on about dates and times? You see, this is a problem that Mr. Hawkins and Mr. Goodman have. They are unable to do research and understand dates and times, and I'm going to call them out again. This is from the US Marshals' actual webpage, link this below. In 1995, the air fleets of the Marshal Service and the Bureau of Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE, merged to create the Justice, Prisoner, Alien Transportation System. That's right. Prior to that, it was known as the Prisoner Transportation System. On August 20th, 1985, the US Marshals Service acquired its first Boeing 727 used for prisoner transportation. Oh, is that so? So I have those items from there, but better still, let's go to an actual government document PDF that talks about this on page 31 and 32. In FY 1985, the US Marshal Service acquired a B-727-100 jet to replace the smaller Convair 580, valued at over $4.5 million. The jet was obtained by the US Marshal Service at no cost through government surplus property program. You hear that? Retrofitting was required to bring the aircraft up to the FAA, or Federal Aviation Administration standards, and to equip it for transporting prisoners. This was made possible by using funds which would have been expended for commercially contracted aircraft to support prisoner transportation requirements. And in 1986, the US Marshal Service aircraft fleet added a seized Cessna 310 aircraft through the National Asset Seizure and Forfeit Program. That was in 1987. And in 1988 they had their second Boeing 727. This is all documentation. This is all bureaucratic documentation, which again blows this great big huge hole in the stories that keep coming out from our friend Walter Mitty Hawkins, who doesn't know what the truth is, has no idea what he's talking about. Because when you start investigating, you find these things. Christine Marcy has been smeared, attacked, violated on the line by McConnell and Hawkins with no evidence to back anything that they've set up. And there's a nice try by Jason to spin it in a way that Hawkins is the victim as well. No. Because going later on, Hawkins is so adamant that it's all his investigation and his work. So no, he's not a victim, Jason. He's a perpetrator of gang stalking a woman in order to terrorise her into either suicide or giving up on everything so that McConnell gets his hands on the family estate. That's what it's always been about. Money. It's been about money. Nothing more, nothing less. So, my point to this whole scenario is I'm going to link this below and you can read through it yourself. And then I have got a big question. I want you to put your evidence up to show that she did create this, to show the evidence that she was given a Gore Hammer Award. There's no evidence of that either. None. Zip. Nada. Only in the sick and twisted imagination of one David Hawkins. This is a guy that's come out with so many conspiracies. He is a conspiracy in himself. And to attack people like Tom Thumb and call them stupid, you don't even know who this guy is. I don't even know who this guy is. I have had written texts with him before. The man is highly, highly intelligent and, I believe, very well to do in certain areas. I think he's quite an intellectual person as well, and I think he's got something to do with his own business, but I can't prove that because I don't know who he is at all. And yet you smear him. Why? Because he dare question the narrative. That is what social engineering is. When somebody questions the narrative, instead of putting your evidence up, you smear and attack. A bit like the Democratic Party. You're doing exactly the damn same. It's the same playbook. When McConnell's questioned, they do the same. Don't forget McConnell and this Holmesworth say they're one step away from the president. They're working for the president of the USA. They're con men. They're liars. I stated this all that time ago, and it was based on that incredible documentation that Mr. George Webb put together. Stated that Christine Marcy created the Senior Executive Service, which was the biggest lie going. Because I can prove all of that. And I have done on numerous occasions. I've proved it before as to who was in charge of the Office of Personnel Management. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. So there you go. So what I want people to do now is ask a question. Okay, you're stating this. Fair enough. Where's your evidence? Where's your documented proof? Show us the documentation. We've already discredited Mendenhall. We've already discredited the forensic economist BS story. We've already discredited his so-called academic past. We've already proven that he didn't do HESPA. We also know in 2001 that the actual lawsuit that was against him was from the guy that actually did create this monorail system that he was in dispute with. You see, that's Hawkins' Achilles heel, his narcissistic arrogance. It'll be his undoing in the end, as well as yours. All I can say is, people, read for yourself. I'll let you make your own minds up. Am I lying? Or is the documentation lying? Am I a troll? Am I a spy, as you've accused me of? I want you to prove that and all. That's good, Anya.